Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Before we can go, we're going to do a little bit of repairs on our ship. I'm not sure how much this is actually going to repair us, but we're going to give it a shot. We have options here with Leadbeater and Stainrod Shipyard. We can spend 75 echoes to do some amount of repairs. We could spend 100 echoes for full repairs, but I don't need full repairs. I just want to go out in better shape. So we're going to pay a small amount of money, which should repair us fully at this stage. Well, almost. That was not bad. Okay. I suppose getting 100 would have been better at that point, but whatever. Our hull quality is now 180. That'll do, I suppose. That's good enough. Seems that the Cotterell and Heathersage shipyard is just much better. Regardless, though, it's time for us to set out to sea, so let us sail. We have a long way to sail today. We are going to head around various parts of the Z here to attempt to find interesting things. We're going to hopefully drop by the Port Carnelian as well. More of the places that Maybe's daughter wants us to visit. We're going to zip around the south here, drop by the Fathom King's Hold, possibly head over to the Swallowing and Melting Isles, visit this area in the very, very southeast, maybe visit King Eater's Castle again, and just explore around the south here, hopefully doing a bit of battle. There are a couple of monsters we're going to avoid on this journey, like the Blue Prophets, who are pretty monstrously deadly in the only time I've ever encountered them, and tried to fight them, which did not go well, let's say. But we'll see how this venture goes. We've got a whole sea ahead of us here, and hopefully we can find some cool stuff. The really interesting part is going to be trying to fight interesting new opponents, because we found some strange things down there in the south, and hopefully we'll be able to find some more. Target that Auroral Megalops, please. As we pass around Mutton Island here, we should be able to make good time here. Woohoo! That was a cool one. That's the first time we've fired our Memento Mori. We'll butcher it for supplies, which reduces our hunger down to 0, which is wonderful. That's our first shot with a Memento Mori ever. It's some kind of red fireball, which is pretty cool. Another Auroral Megalops. It looks like he's just a little bit trapped there. Just a little bit trapped. Kill him, please. Why are we not aiming at him anymore? Well, alright. Not a problem. While we're here, we have an option to visit a midnight ceremony. Chat to the fishermen, visit the hilltop above the town, which is where the midnight ceremony is, I think. But for now, we're just going to chat to the fishermen, acquire ourselves our port report for an echo, and why not investigate? We have a 51% chance of success. Let's see what it is. We don't know the cliff paths like the locals do, and we have to climb more than walk. Our skin is sheen with sweat by the time we reach the top. They've started without us. How rude. An elderly fellow wears a feathered headdress and not much else. He seems to be leading the ceremony. One assistant holds an ear of corn. Where did he find that down here? Another a stone jug. Another a clay tablet. The elderly priest addresses them all to his congregation. We catch snatches of it. The drowned man is not a god. The villagers hiss a reply. He came from the north, and to the north he will return. Another reply. The north is too cold for gods. Too cold for gods, they intone delightedly. Finally, they nod in agreement. The circle turns as one to grab one of their number, a man or woman with a lamp. They carry him, or possibly her, to the precipice and hurl the flailing body over the edge, down into the oily black waves far below. Their business done, the locals remove their robes and wander amiably back to town. They all seem quite jolly. Apparently the night's business went well, and they retreat to the Cock and Magpie for a pint. Well, we have a tale of terror, 40 fragments, we've gained 3 terror, and we succeeded in our Veils challenge. Very nice. Nothing else to do here for us today, though, but escape with our lives, and so we shall. Alright, Auroral Megalops. You gonna boop me already? Ah, the first boop happened already. It's dead. Butcher it for supplies, get our hunger right back, and we're gonna keep sailing. Not our finest start to our adventure, but we'll keep going from here, and we should be able to get some good work done. I don't know if we really want to go to the Iron Republic, though. Let's quickly check our journal and see where the places maybe wanted us to go are. Wither, the Isle of Cats, Irem, the Chelonet, Con's Shadow, Port Carnelian, or Naples. Well, I guess we'll head to Port Carnelian since it's close to where we're wanting to go now, even though it's not ideal. The Isle of Cats and Con's Shadow are very close together. We can head to them on the way back from the Chelonet. We might as well take a look, though. I have no idea what we'll get from doing this, but it might be worthwhile. The important thing is that we should find interesting opponents with which to do battle. And we're not interested in heading to the surface now anyway. So going up there to Naples wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. We are looking for opponents, though, and if we can find some, we're going to fight them. If we can find them, we're going to fight them. Hello there, Gillifleur. Those fireballs are pretty cool. Goodbye, Gillifleur. Alrighty. That does good work against the living. What do we find here? We can scoop it up or let it disperse, but I think we're going to scoop it up again. We find a barrel of former jellyfish. Well, we've got an extra supply. That'll help out. We might as well drop in here, Giannotti Harbor. We'll get our port report, even though it's not worth anything. Even though it's not worth anything of value, it's still worth picking up, I suppose. From the Cumaean Canal, we'll gather our information for a port report. And we'll listen for surface gossip, perhaps. We've gained a vision of the surface, like always. It seems that nothing much else happens here, but we'll take what we can get. And down we go. We're gonna stop in at the Empire of, the Iron Republic here, to try and pick up a little bit more fuel to replenish our lost supplies, because we're going to be going a long way without getting more soon, and we're probably going to need it. But apart from that, there's not much else we need to do down here, so we'll drop by the Grand Geode, maybe, in Port Carnelian, and then move along. I don't think we need... Actually, we do need to go to the other shroom, come to think of it. We do indeed need to go to the other shroom, because we've dropped off a Blemigan somewhere since last we were here. It might have been somewhere we've already delivered a Blemigan, though, because I can't remember, honestly, where they've been so far. Either way, we'll explore a little bit further around, and then we'll see what happens. Alrighty. We're in the Iron Republic now. There should be some pirate ships about. There normally are near the Iron Republic. I don't see any, though. It seems quiet for now. I guess we'll have to find our opponents when we're... Oh, is that a... Nope. That's a Republican dreadnought. We're going to fight it. We've made a goal of not fighting this particular enemy before, but this time we're going to fight them. Even if I can't see them, because they're hiding off in the bottom of our camera. Underneath our heads-up display. I have a feeling we're about to take a torpedo here, but we're going to do our best to delay them. And it looks like it's working. There's a shot for 10 damage. That hurt. That hurt indeed. If we're going to take another one of those, this could be bad. Ooh, 12 damage that time. Alright, these attacks hurt indeed. But down they go. The Memento Mori does the work we need. There turns out those dreadnoughts are still nasty enemies. Investigating the hold of the Republican dreadnought, we find a cache of curiosities with an oilskin packet. Something valuable to someone. A single drowning pearl. Oh, boy. The Fathom King spits these out, our bosun offers. Coughs 'em up like a cat does a airball. He catches your skeptical glance. True as I'm here, Captain. There's a fancy word for it all. Nacra bezoar, or amalubra. Whatever encyclopedias the bosun has been drinking, these are drowning pearls all right. They have the heft, the sheen, and the chill. That was a terrible reward for that fight. Like, really bad. A single drowning pearl? Man. That was, disappointing to say the least, because we took 20-something damage in that fight, and our reward is useless. But whatever, we'll make our way into the Iron Republic, and we'll see what we can do. I guess it has to happen sometimes. You have to get bad rewards some of the time. We could sell the Memento Mori to a purchaser in the Iron Republic. That'll get us a captivating treasure, a mirror catch box, a bowl of Zoop, 13 Delbone dice, and 7 secrets. Apparently people really want that thing, but we are not selling our Memento Mori. No thank you. We're just going to drop in the regular shop here, where we can buy things for the same price as if we tried to be all fancy, and grab ourselves a large amount of fuel. That'll do. Go all the way up to 21. Why not? We don't need a whole lot here right now, so I'm happy to just grab this and go. We could try and interact with them for a chance at getting other interesting things, but right now I'm quite happy to just sail off. I'd rather not lose any more pages trying to interact with the Iron Republic today. We'll head across to the Outer Shroom and see if they have anything for us for delivering the Blemigan. We don't have any more firkins of prisoners' honey, so we won't be able to get any more Blemigan, but they might have something for us for what we've done. Or it might be that we haven't actually expanded the Blemigans anywhere because we've already delivered them to the place we just thought we had. But that's fine. We need to at least learn what's happened. Learn what they think. And so we head to the Outer Shroom. The water is sluggish with hyphal threads. Well, we should be safe enough here. I don't see anything coming to fight us. And even if it does, we've proven that we can hold our own, even against dangerous opponents with ranged attacks. Let's stop here at the Outer Shroom and see what they want. We can visit the village, trade honey for supplies and Blemigan, but it looks like we've only gotten one propagation, so that didn't work out. We'll gather our intelligence on the Outer Shroom, and we'll visit the village and see what happens. We've gained a memory of distant shores. The central contradiction of Shroomers' existence. They hate the Outer Shroom, but they do anything to avoid leaving. Monsters! Today, they're telling the story of how they came here. It features a shipwreck, a great rain of orange jewels, the Mother's blessing. There's a great deal about adversity and survival, and wistful hints about their homeland somewhere to the west. Well, I guess we leave here with nothing else fancy happening. Unfortunately, the Outer Shroom does not provide today. That's fine though. Port Carnelian is our true destination, and it's right below us, so we should be able to get down there without too much trouble. It's where we're headed, after all. We could go to the Grand Geode, but I have nothing I wish to trade with them, so we're going to go down to Port Carnelian, and then we'll work our way around a little bit further. Hello there. A Connet War Trimaran. I don't know if I really want to fight them, but we might. We might fight them just for the experience of it. Just to see how it goes. I have a feeling, though, we're not going to like how it goes. We have our ability to attack quickly ready, though, if we need it. I don't think we're going to need it. That is a dead Connet War Trimaran. Very nice. Man, our weaponry is pretty darn powerful right now. That worked out real nice. Let's seize and loot her. Take what we can, imprison or cut down any Kaganians that remain. We've gained a menace Kaganian suspicion. Interesting. Interesting. So they know what we did, even when we kill them. That's good to know. Well, from their stuff, we get a stout crate. What's in its side? 4 supplies. Well, that's good. That is a nice reward there. A number of supplies for no damage. That'll help make this journey last a little longer. In the meantime, we head back down to Port Carnelian. It is good to know, though, that attacking something like the Connet will make them suspicious of us, so we can't simply do it wantonly. It is good to know indeed. Avoid Rainier's Vortex if we can. Is that another one of those? It is. Hello there, Behemostache. You have a great name, Behemoth. Alright, hit him with both of our attacks. He's trying to charge us or something. I think he dove underwater here. There he goes. Fire both attacks. He's going for a charge here. Don't get to us. Oh, that was beautiful. And he's down. Using the magic of the blue scintillac to immediately recharge our firing solutions made that an easy battle in the end. We can dig around in its innards for profit, or we can try and harvest its flesh and its mustache. I don't know which one of these are better, but we're going to look around in its innards again, see if we can find something interesting. Oh, good. We found another unprepossessing mass. Well, what's inside the curious sack? Z-eggs.
Call them Z-eggs,
the bosun suggests.
we don't want to tell the crew what they actually are. They're safe to eat, but you know.
Well, we've gained a supply, and we're not going to question it because apparently these are Z-eggs. Definitely not anything else. Alright, well. Well. Turns out we're pretty effective in combat here. We're going to keep looking around the south and see if we can't find anything else to murder down here. But in the meantime, let's stop in at Port Carnelian and see if... Oh, no. Oh, no. These things. These things are not pleasant. The Blue Prophets. We might try and fight them. Just because. We never have succeeded. But they are very deadly last time I've experienced them. Port Carnelian. Here we can look for a couple different things. An almost impossible challenge. Oh, good. Oh, good. This one's a slender lead. She's been seen wearing sapphires. The daughter shrugs. This is where sapphires come from. Look, you were heading this way anyway, weren't you? Weren't you? So it sounds like we know there's basically no chance she's here. But, I mean, let's take a look. No luck. She hasn't been here in forever. I don't think she's coming back, so that's one port eliminated. And, I did pick up some sapphires, here and there. Okay, well, we didn't learn anything about her this time. But we did get a casket of sapphires for our trouble. That might be useful. While we're here, we will talk to a tiger in the Blue Bazaar. The Blue Bazaar is Port Carnelian's great indoor market. Arched, lofty, plush with patterned carpets where the vendors display their wares, most of all awash with gossip. The tiger is well informed. A black-hulled Connet trireme prowled the coast last night, a rifle shot from shore. Shipments from the sapphire mines have slowed. The governor's aide was left-handed on Tuesday and right-handed on Wednesday. We gained 3 fragments and a port report from Port Carnelian. Alright then. Well... We've done all we can do here, really. We acquired a free casket of sapphires, which is a nice reward. What are these worth in London, though? Yeah, it's 90 echoes. That's not a bad acquisition. Plus, they might be useful for something. We're going to set sail again, and hopefully not die to those Blue Prophets if they're still out here. But we're going to try our best, I think. It might end in a horrible death. But we're gonna try. The Blue Prophets are somewhat terrifying. Even if they don't seem to look it. Ow, well, we've been hit for 15 damage. And we've been hit again for another 15 damage. And they move quickly, and they circle us. We've been hit again for another 15 damage. We're dying here, folks. We are dying here. It's time for us to run. If we can run, even. We may not be able to run fast enough to escape the Blue Prophets, as they are very fast. Oh, they've decided to leave us be. And this, my friends, this is why, even now, we should be careful in our journeys, because that was not good. We're not giving up. We're going to explore around a little bit still. But, evidently, we're not strong enough to just take whatever we want. There's Velton's vortex. 2 whirlpools side by side. And that, my friends, is why I say we flee from the Blue Prophets when we see them. Even as incredibly powerful as we have been recently, we're nowhere near powerful enough to face some of the beasts of the Sea. Oh boy. Recovering from this one might be difficult. Turn off the light. We don't want to get spotted by the Blue Prophets again. Not now. Not now. There's another one up there. That could be a problem if we get pinned in between 2 groups. Which definitely seems to be what's happening. That's troublesome. I think we can sneak past here, though. I think we'll be able to get out. Maybe. Depending on how we can fit through the crying heights here. The Blue Prophets. Nasty beasties, if ever there were some. Whew. And we just missed a wax storm. Fantastic. Well, let's keep sailing and hopefully we'll stay ahead of it. We may visit Adam's Way. I don't know if we have any recent news still that we could trade in. We will head up to the Fathom King's Hold and trade a Z-story for entrance and see if we can't give him some of the acquisitions we need and see if he'll give us some kind of reward. Or if it is a step where we simply have to give him all of the parts in one go. Which I believe to be the case, but we'll see when we get there. I thought the same situation was going on with the Principalities of Coral, and the same with the first Curator, but it turned out I was wrong in both of those cases, so we should investigate before we decide how things are going to work, or how we think they're going to work. That hull damage, though. To be fair, we almost have as much health as we did before we upgraded to this ship, but we are in not such a good shape now. Let's stop in at Apis Meet. I don't know if it does us much good to actually land here, though. We could sell them a Shrine to Stone for quite an amount of echoes here, but I don't think that makes sense right now. We could buy some more fuel here, which probably would be a good idea. 12 is not a terrible cost. And they are apparently licensed for mortal trade, which is always reassuring, I'm sure. But, yeah. Indeed. I'm not sure how we want to manage this, but let's stop in anyway. We have the recent news to spend. We spend our recent news, and the tree of a single day is a hopeful sapling, green and budding. And so in we go. We can go ashore with the adventuress if she'd like. Okay, well that would be interesting. She says we're not going inland because they'd get detected right away, but I would be happy to have her come and take a look around with us. The college would sniff her out soon enough, she says, but let's go see what she wants. A distant light. We climb a hill to look out over the estuary. The Z curls below. Smoke rises from chimneys. The mountain glimmers on the horizon. You call her Stone, don't you? The adventuress says. The mountain, I mean. It's as good a name as any other. We have too many names for her. One for every day of the year. I could never get them right. And I resented her. I still do. She has all that life to give, and none of it for me, because my bloody father got greedy. She snorts. The bazaar is the mountain's mother, they say, or her father. I don't understand how these things work. I wonder if she ever complains about her parents. Well then, we've lost 10 terror, we've gained a memory of distant shores, and gained 25 fragments. What else could we do here? We could try and catch some of these nuts again. Listen to a storyteller to get our port report. Yeah, why not? Why not? We'll get our port report. This is the same one as before. What else can we do here? We could visit an exhibition of Presbyterian curiosities, but I think we're trying to catch these nuts from the tree and see if we can actually catch one. Nope, fruitless. The branch is too far. They're not too small. We're too slow. We gain a lamentable relic. Can we do it again? Nope, we cannot do it again. We could attend a funeral feast, though. What does that do? When something awaits us. Interesting. A public square. A gathering of the bereaved, uncannily cheerful. A table shining with cutlery, white china plates, and tall glasses. We move in for a better look. The replete occupy lofty positions in the Presbyterian's military. Despite their sanguinary past, they dine with the Prester, and send their children to be educated at London's university. However, they maintain the tradition of eating their dead. The feasts are held in public. Here, in a broad square, stretches a splendid table. The departed was only a distant relative, some great-aunt or second cousin, and the atmosphere is jolly. Servants carry the deceased over in steaming joints, cooked to perfect pinkness. A stately mourner stands, already wobbly from wine. "Shall I carve?" Well, we could observe. It's the foreigners who linger and gawk. We could sit at the table with our unaccountably peckish. We could sit at the table as a guest of honor if we were enough of an eater of men. But somehow I don't think that's appropriate. I think we'll just observe this time. We'll gawk, as it were. We could accept the offer, but as much as we could be a cannibal, I don't feel as though we should be right now. It's not appropriate to how we've been acting. We'll merely observe. Feasting. A plummy anthropologist cranes her neck for a better view. "This isn't normal here, you know," she tells us, noticing our interest. "The other nations of the Presbyterian think they're crackers. Still, I bet the Prester finds them useful. The threat of imminent cannibalism must facilitate no end of diplomatic negotiations." A salt cellar passes along the table. Napkins dab at mouth corners. The anthropologist is warming to her subject. "I hear the practice began with one of their forebears who sailed into the far north. I may have to take a trip that way, see what it's like myself." That's all for now. We gain a memory of distant shores, a terror, and a tale of terror, and it's time to return to our ship. We have so many of these now. Time to leave. Our single day is over. So it goes. Alrighty, well. Well. Time to leave again. This time, though, we head north, up to the Fathom King's hold. And then we'll head to the Melting Isles and whatnot, then down to Varkas, and around this way to King Eater Castle, and hopefully we'll find some things we can fight that won't instantly kill us, because we are at a very low hull now, and it makes it very risky to try and take an aggressive stance. As much as I'd like to try and fight things, I'd also like to not die. We've come so far here. There's so much more for us to discover. I'd rather not waste it so quickly in one single battle. For now, though, we'll head up to the Fathom King's hold and see exactly what he has in store for us. Might be nothing, as of yet, but maybe we can deliver the pieces of what he requests, and maybe we'll get some kind of reward more than just the information he's promised us. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. We're right on course, more or less. And so up we go. Right up to Lorcansport. Let's visit the Fathom King. It's time to go below. Down we go. We have what we need to get down there. We have a Z story. Let's compile our port report first. And let's descend to an audience with the Fathom King, telling him a Z story to go down. The porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes.
It is not permitted to look at her hands.
Yes,
She rasps.
that story is sufficient.
She opens the valves of pearl and permits us to pass into the conduit. We can plead for a Zailor's life, spending Scintillac to get crew back. I have a feeling that's not such a good thing. We can watch a Visager. Crocodile moves around a corpse offering on a bier, clockwise. He indicates its wounds to the Fathom King. Why is he here? We could ask a boon of the king. Or we could discuss the matter of our father's bones. Let's do this. Yes, okay, we can offer some of these things here now. The Hesperidian apple is, I think, the first one we need to give. This is a fruit of the eternal tree, for certain. So, let's give him this and see what he does. We're not giving him the Memento Mori. That is staying with us. But let's speak of the Hesperidian apple. Interesting. The Fathom King's Chamberlain takes the apple from us and carries it on a salver of verdigrised bronze. The Fathom King accepts the gift and abruptly drops it into the throne pool. It is sucked into the churn of the king's under-regions.
Very good.
The king says languidly.
I will have you sent several leaves from my library.
That's a pages and a secret. That's something, at least. Well then. We're not giving him the Memento Mori, so we'll move on. I think, though, we're going to watch the Visager. The expertise in parts we have is quite high, so perhaps we'll be able to learn something very useful from this, and I've never seen this before. Crocodile is describing the wounds on the body, but the wounds he describes don't match the wounds we see. This is another visage ritual. He sounds like he's boasting, but a single tear trickles down from beneath his mask. At last the king nods.
The offering is acceptable,
he says. Throne-armored guards carry the bier through a dark slit behind his throne. The king begins, offhandedly, to outline the cartography of the deep undersea and the patrol routes of monsters. He notices our presence and snaps his fingers. The guard ushers us out, but not before we've heard valuable deep gossip, and we understand a little more visage lore. Crocodile has given this body to another kind of flood. Well, we've gained a Z story, which basically means we cost nothing to come down here, which is quite nice. And it's time for us to leave. Interesting. Okay, well, it wasn't a total waste of time. Trading in our Hesperidian apple proved to be useful after all, and we know that we can give him the Memento Mori if we can't find anything better. But for now, I think it is time to leave the Fathom King's hold and keep sailing. Now we'll head over here, and then down to Varkas perhaps, and then maybe over in this direction. There's a lot of nastiness out there in the Z, though. Lots of nastiness we have yet to run into, and hopefully we won't get killed by it. For now, though, I think we'll make our way to the university, or the Mangrove College, I suppose, and then we'll end our adventure there for now. We've traveled a long way so far. A long way and with a great amount of time. And we've almost died, which hasn't happened in a while because I've been so keen to run from anything that could be a threat. But now, perhaps, you understand why. Because some threats are more powerful than we're prepared to face off against. I'd love to try and challenge a ship like that, but not when I only have almost a quarter of my maximum survivability. If we had some way to easily repair, then I would be more willing to experiment, but we really do not. If we want to repair, we have to abandon the whole voyage and head back to New London, or Fallen London, rather, and that's not a very valuable proposition. Here we are, though, in the Mangrove College. A steaming sprawl of parasynthetic vegetation and a village. Well then, we have a couple different options here. We can head into the Wispways if we want. unpick the mysteries of other lands, the mysteries of the Z, get a report. There's a couple interesting things we can do here. It's nice to get supplies at the very least. But before we investigate any further, we're going to have to end this episode here for now. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing a little bit of Sunless Sea for you. If you've enjoyed the episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and if not, well, let me know about it there too. Until next time, though, bye-bye.